boy JFlood201 back with another reaction. And for this one, we're going to talk about Gambino Mobster, John Alite, as he has just become a New Jersey City Councilman in the town of Englishtown. All right, I guess he's not a New Jersey City Councilman, town councilman. But yeah, so over there in Englishtown, which I think is either in Monmouth County or Middlesex County, Englishtown, New Jersey, John Alite, who's done time for, I believe, like assault, racketeering, stuff like that. He was an enforcer for the Gambino mob, or the mafia, which they definitely killed people. I don't know if he's ever killed people. I don't really know too much about John Alite other than I've definitely heard his name. And I know he's done some time. I believe that he ended up turning informant, as a lot of the guys in that life now do, especially when they get hit with some big numbers. We're gonna find out about it. So this is American made. I don't follow their channel. I've never seen this before, but I did see it on the New Jersey Shade Room. If you want to check my Instagram, I react to a lot of stuff, breaking news out of New Jersey, or out of the East Coast especially, mostly New Jersey, but definitely New York, Baltimore, and Philly. And this was a big one, you know, this is a big one, so we got to react to it. All right, enough of that. Let's get right into it. I like his intro. Pardon me. I'm just tired. It's not boring. It's actually a great intro. I wonder if this guy's going to talk about it.
Most know John Alite as a former mobster and Gambino crime family associate who turned government witness and testified against the crime family and its former acting boss, John Gotti Jr.
Oh, so this guy ratted on John Gotti Jr. That's crazy. And I'm going to be honest, like, I definitely consider people like him a rat. I don't really consider cooperators rats unless you ratted on somebody that, like, for two reasons. To get out of trouble that you got yourself into, or you turn your back on people that were once your friends and co-conspirators. If you got like an enemy or competition, or somebody puts you up and sets you up and then you set them back up with the police, to me that's kind of not quite ratting. I know we all have weird new definitions in this day and age, but obviously the number one rule in the mafia is don't talk to police at all. Omerta, right? It's the oath that they take. So this guy definitely broke that oath, so we got to consider him a rat in that sense. All right, don't know the guy. Not trying to say he's a bad guy. Not trying to say that I wouldn't do it if I were in his shoes. Alright? Who knows? But we're going to go ahead. We understand where he is and what family and who he worked with. He cooperated against John Gotti.
The former hitman spent 14 years in prison for various crimes and has went into detail about many of them in interviews.
I've been involved in about 15 homicides because I shot a lot of people, obviously, but people talking about workers, or somebody's telling me about Tommy Karate, or there's not, I don't give a fuck about anybody, honestly. And the idea of me constantly going by names on this stuff is so people understand. I don't talk in innuendos, I talk specifics. Guys that know me also know I've been stabbed up a couple of times, I've been battered a couple of times. Guys try to kill me plenty of times. I talk about Fabi and Anthony Tabita and Cookie and these guys a lot because I had such admiration for these. Cookie survived a headshot and a shot to the neck. His cousin got killed. So, you know, I try to talk to these kids about legitimate tough guys like these guys that put in work, that got shot themselves, survived, a gentleman, changed their lives, true tough guys.
Listen, I love the comeback story, and I think most Americans do, and I think that's why somebody like him is so popular, right? We can see somebody who used to work for the mob, who used to do all these bad things, and then he turns his life around, he comes becomes a politician or whatever. And so a lot of people like that story, can relate to that story. I myself try to relate to that story. I try to do that thing, right? I'm not coming from the mob life per se, but I understand the street life a little bit. And this is great footage, great pictures, great slideshow. Like, shout out to American Made. I'm definitely going to like, comment, and then I'm going to subscribe to his channel. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to JFlood201 Reacts. And let's continue. But I'm liking the mob facts with footage. I'm liking the backbeat, all this stuff. It's a nice little production, short video. Keep it nice and simple. We love that.
You know, we like each other now. We're friends with each other. We respect each other. I'm not these guys that are on radio or TV that are talking nonsense, but never talk specific. They're good storytellers, or they're talking about things that they never did, and they're trying to, I guess, glamorize this to the kids that are on the street. I want to talk about positive people that I respect. And I'm also going to show guys that will get down guys, because we got a message. The message isn't about all these shootings and killings I did before. So, you know, I try to talk to these kids about legitimate tough guys like these guys that put in work, that change their lives. And that's part of moving on with your life.
Now it seems John Alite has went from lawbreaker to lawmaker. The New York Times has reported that the Gambino family enforcer was sworn in this week as a councilman in the New Jersey borough of Englishtown. John Alite does speaking engagements and frequently brings up the topic of politics in his talks.
All right, so for perspective, in the Trump era, tough guys, former mobsters, strong men, as you put it, have a brand new appeal in politics that I don't think they had before. You watch this guy, what's his face? The guy out of Philly, the Philly mobster, Skinny Joe Merlino. He loves to talk about Trump. He loves to talk about politics and what's wrong with America. The guy doesn't fucking know up from down when it comes to politics. But people like his take because he's a tough guy, because he's a knockdown, you know, roll around in the mud kind of a figure. But the reality is that these guys used to extort honest businessmen. You know, these are liars, cheaters, you know, thieves, drug dealers, and they're really just reformed criminals, especially somebody like Alite, who used to work for the Gambinos and the Gottis, right? So what I find interesting is how they can rebrand themselves, and maybe they are trying to do good, but the reality is even if they're trying to do good, they pick a lane like politics where their former life is going to have an appeal. And I think that's a genius move on their part, and I really have to applaud them for that. What's interesting, though, is that a small town like Englishtown, which is essentially just a borough out here in either Middlesex or Monmouth, I can't remember, but it's like in the middle of Jersey, central Jersey-ish, a little northern, right? You get a little bit of that Philly, right, or South Jersey. You know, you'll see some Phillies fans, some Eagles fans down there, but it's still New Jersey culture, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's still very New York, very Jersey, right? And these guys can kind of roll their former lives into what is authenticity for their new lives. And I love that, but you gotta find it interesting when it's going into a lane like politics, and you have to equate it to the new appeal of guys like Trump.
As well as on social media. But the news of Alite actually entering the arena of politics is surprising, given his past. John Alite stated, "Every aspect of the street is like the government, so I understand the maneuvering these candidates are doing. So I feel I'll be able to bring my knowledge and past history into politics. Yeah, there were people who opposed it, but I don't run from my past at all." John Alite said he views public service as part of his path to redemption, and said he may even run for higher office. I guess if former mobsters can start YouTube channels and have Instagram accounts, they can run for political office. Let us know your thoughts on Councilman John Alite down in the comments, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to American Made.
This is dope. This is dope. Definitely gonna like, comment, and subscribe. Alright, but some things there. Right? Go ahead, like, comment, subscribe. NJ Reacts. JFlood201 Reacts. Alright? And that's to get all of your NJ news, all of your NJ hip hop, all of that stuff going. That being said, wow, John Alite is the face and the new now of politics in America. And what does that say about, our future? What does that say about, where politics is headed? And what does that say about the culture of New Jersey? I personally think New Jersey is getting more and more purple. I understand that we are a blue stronghold Democratic state, but just in terms of like how people are approaching politics and are approaching conversations around public service, I think we're becoming more and more purple. I think there's a lot of people that support Trump out here, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is not a political channel that's going to necessarily pick a side. I think it's important to stay woke and stay open-minded. Listen, I don't think Trump's a good guy. I don't think Kamala knew what she's doing, right? But I will say this, I support unions, I always have, and I support the working class, because I myself am the working class. All right, that being said, very interesting stuff. Make sure to like American Made's video, make sure to like this video, and stay tuned for more news and more reactions.